Hi, welcome to the iHeart Faces Photography Show. I'm Amy.
And I'm Angie. We're from iHeartFaces.com, where each week we host a new photo challenge that must include a face.
And we welcome all levels of photographers, from professionals to moms with cameras.
We also have camera tips, photography tutorials, and all kinds of inspiration.
And today we're going to talk about light bulb moments that make you say, ah. So Angie, how many times have you heard, ah, so that's how you do it?
All the time. And honestly, I was the one that used to always say it.
Well, I did too. So we thought it would be fun to share some photography tips that made light bulb moments for us and our friends.
Let's start with our first tip. And that would be, why is this up, Amy?
Turn that
flash off. The pop-up flash usually is not flattering for anyone. It causes a lot of shadowing. It whites out your face. It's just not in red eye.
Okay.
How many times have you seen red eye? So we highly recommend you just turn it off and find other ways to bring light into your lens.
I like that tip. That was a very aha moment. Another one for me, this is my favorite. We're going to turn off our flash, but you're inside. What do? Well, let's say you've got a lot of light. It's light enough. This is a great tip. And right here, you'll see the little WB. You just click that. And this is great for when you're indoors and you don't have your flash on, but there's enough light. But sometimes you'll notice you'll get a really yellow tone to your photos. And see this little setting right here that says tungsten light? Just click that, and whenever you take your photo, it will look so much better and just no yellow in it. And you'll be amazed with just one little easy thing. White balance setting.
Another aha moment for me was learning that the kit lens might not be the best lens to shoot with.
Definitely.
I decided to buy this lens. It's a 50mm 1.4. And Canon users are really lucky because there's also a cheaper version, the 50mm 1.8, which is quite a bit cheaper, and it's an amazing lens. This lens lets in a lot of light, and you're able to get the nice crisp eyes and the beautiful skin tones. It's just buying at least one really good prime lens, which means that it doesn't zoom.
Right.
It's a fixed lens. Was a great aha moment for me. It made a huge difference.
Don't they call that the nifty 50?
The nifty 50.
Yeah,
everyone needs a nifty 50.
Exactly.
And while I'm still holding my camera, another great tip is to learn that you don't always have to have your camera set in a mode where it only takes one photo. You can actually set it up where it'll take multiple photos in a row, which is awesome if you're not really good at focusing. Maybe one of those shots will be better than the other ones. So what I do on my camera is I just push this button right here. And your camera might be different. You just have to figure out where it's at. And you'll see this one little box down there. That means I'm only able to take one shot. If I move it over, you'll see multiple boxes, and that just means you can take a bunch of shots in a row.
Great.
It's a great way to be able to take better photos.
Yeah, that's a great tip.
Another wonderful tip is that you'll notice on most, well, not all lenses, but a lot of lenses that you purchase, they come with something called a lens hood. And most people leave it right like that. And it's just like a little decoration.
I didn't know what to do with it when I first got my camera.
decorate my lens. You need to actually take it off, put it on the way it's supposed to be. And it's great to have that on there for several reasons. The first reason is it protects your lens. If my kids are wanting to go in and touch the lens and everything like that, you have that there to block them. Or if you accidentally set your lens down, it's going to protect the glass as well. Another reason is if you're shooting, it's easy to get a lot of sun flare in on your photos, and this will really help cut down on that. So actually use your lens hood. It's a great tip.
That's one thing I do. And another thing that is a great aha moment, light bulb moment, is make your own tripod just with your arms. I do a lot of craft projects so on my other blog, and I love to just get close, but I'm very shaky. So if I make a tripod with my arms like this, and then kind of hold your camera really still, you've just got perfect pictures every time.
You've really cut down on the chance of having a blurry photo too.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a great tip.
I use that. And then another one that is such an aha moment is the dappled light. I don't know if many of you would know what dappled light is. I know I didn't until I think you explained it to me.
Probably because you saw photos on my blog that I thought were really good, and then I noticed there were spots all over their faces. Yeah,
Exactly.
not the best.
And that's whenever you're under a tree, you think you're in the shade. Oh, this looks good. I'm in open shade,
Yeah.
which we've talked about. And then you get your photo on your computer and you see all these little white lights.
It's terrible because some spots will be blown out from the sun, and then some are really dark,
It's
and
through
it's just
the sun
awful
coming through the
looking.
leaves.
Yeah, so dappled lighting is no good.
Okay.
Need to avoid that. Here's another great light bulb moment, Amy. When you get your camera, you have this beautiful camera now, this beautiful lens. It's usually set in automatic focus, which means you are letting your camera focus for you. So that's usually great, but sometimes the camera will mess up and it might not focus on your loved one. Instead, it might focus on the tree behind them.
Yeah,
And
we don't want that.
Yeah, your loved one is like a big blur. It is not really attractive. So learn to intentionally set your focus points and make sure you focus on your subject. And if it's a person or a pet, then you want to focus on their eyes. That's the way to get the very best photo you can.
Okay, the great tip.
Okay, and now while we're talking about eyes, we talked about finding light in the eyes. Remember that?
Yeah.
Here's another great tip for that. Most probably, if you're looking in your subject's eyes and you see yourself in them, you're probably finding the light.
Oh, that's a great,
great
tip.
tip.
I always forget that. I don't look for myself in someone's eyes, but I see it after I get it on the computer.
And it's
There I
perfect.
was.
You know.
I'm a great photographer.
You found the light.
Another aha moment that many people don't even realize is you have to make your photos ready for the web. So if you want to share things via email or Facebook, any of that, there's all kinds of ways that you can do things like sharpen your photos, because a lot of things straight out of the camera is just going to look blurry, and maybe not all blurry, but more desaturated.
And with digital cameras, a lot of times it almost looks like there's a gray film over your photo.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. See,
So when
got
you
it.
sharpen the photo, you're taking that away and getting a real sharp, crisp photo.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of easy ways. You might think, oh gosh, how do I do that? Well, there's free online editing tools, which we've talked about a few things. We've talked about picnic.com, but one thing that I love is photoshop.com. It's free, it's fast and easy.
You were telling me that you heard about that, and I have never seen it before.
Yeah, because we use the expensive editing tools, and I was telling Angie I found this Photoshop.com, which you'd think I would know about it, but we just kind of found out about it, and so I thought it'd be fun to kind of show you right now in front of everybody here how easy it is. So you want to try
You're
it?
going to show me?
Yeah, you haven't used it yet, have you?
No.
Okay, well, let's show you. Here we go. So now we're in Photoshop.com, and we're going to go to the Online Tools button up here, and we've already done this. So you'll want to find the Photoshop Express editor and upload your photo.
She is so cute, Amy.
I know, isn't she cute? So then we're going to, you can just go over here and edit your photos. There's all kinds of basic edits like crop, resize, exposure is a really good one. Because if you got a really dark photo, you can just you just roll over this image up there and you can make it lighter. Isn't that cool?
Oh yeah, it makes a big difference.
Red eye reduction, touch-ups, saturation adjustments, white balance, we talked about that. Also in your camera, but say you forgot to change that and you had a really yellow image because you shot this inside. You just come over here, it's so easy.
Takes it right out for you.
Yeah. One thing that I recommend is to sharpen your photos, especially if you're going to send something to Facebook or your blog. It's just something that probably needs to be done with most cameras that are taken straight out of, or most photos taken straight out of the camera.
That makes it easy for anyone to make their photos ready for the web.
And there, so you can see how sharp that is. So you just roll over it and do it. All kinds of fun effects. You can do the sketch effect. Ooh, look at her. You can distort her. You just play around with it. There's also fun things you can decorate and add text and bubbles, animals, costumes. It's just a really cool little tool. And it's totally free. And when you're done, you can save it to Facebook. You can send it to, you can email people. It's just a super easy program. See, wasn't that so easy?
I absolutely love that.
It's a really fun program.
It's really cool. That is free. I mean, that's
know.
wonderful for any photographer. And speaking about free, we want to share one more tip. We actually have a huge community of photographers at the iHeart Faces community site. And there are thousands of people there that are willing to share tips with you. They'll answer your questions. They'll interact with each other. And they're really active and they love to be involved with each other. So we highly recommend that you head on over there and check it out.
Thanks for being here with us today. We hope you had some light bulb moments of your own. Join us next time on the iHeart Faces Photography Show as we inspire you to dream big.